Good morning, everyone. My name is Ivan Kopas. I'm a computer engineer from Serbia, and today I would like to talk to you about making a phone call. I will not teach you how to dial a number. I'm sorry, some of you just got really disappointed. Rather, I will teach you what happens when you dial a number. So after this class, you will be able to identify all the elements that play a role in this process from the moment that you dial a number until the other phone begins to ring. You will also understand what each of those elements does, and you will know how those elements cooperate to complete the process. So let's start off with some basic terminology. So your cell phone, called a mobile terminal, first initiates the connection by sending a request to one of those big towers, base stations. And each base station is pretty powerful. It has its coverage area, which is called a cell. So what do you guys think? Why does this big tower need to be so powerful? Does anyone have any idea?
Cover a large space.
So you can talk to lots of people.
It needs to transmit a signal that will actually survive along the way, because the signal will face many obstacles on the way, and every time it hits a building or a moving car or even people, it will make it weaker. So we can make a convenient analogy with football. So, for example, what happens to this running back if he's weak, he's out of shape?
He's gonna get crushed.
He will not get very far, exactly. But if he's in shape, if he's pretty strong, all these obstacles, they will tire him out, they will make him weaker, his energy level will be lower, but in the end he will be able to deliver the ball, the information, to his destination. So let's see now how this first step fits into the whole picture. So after the request has been sent, the base station then sends a signal to a mobile switching station, which actually covers a couple of cells. This mobile switching center then checks the visitor location register, which is like a database, and it checks all your user information. It checks, have you paid your bills, where is your account open, all that stuff. So if you did pay your bills and you're okay, the mobile switching center sends a signal back to the base station, and it says this user is okay. Assign a channel for this user. So what is a channel? You can think of a channel as, for example, if you're standing on one side of the river and your friend is on the other side, the river is really wide, the water is deep, you're not a good swimmer, there's a couple of alligators, they haven't eaten in days, so you need some means of getting across, right? So you need to start building a bridge to carry that information over. So you can think of this channel as a bridge, and along this process you will see as we keep going through the steps, you will basically be just building that bridge and making it longer until you get to the other side. So the next step is that the mobile switching center uses a public switch telephone network to find another mobile switching center of your friend who you're trying to reach. For example, if you're trying from Raleigh, North Carolina to reach your friend who lives in Los Angeles. This public telephone network will be used to keep building the bridge. On the other side, you will talk to a home location register, which has all the information about your friend. And it will actually check if the number that you dialed is a valid number, because sometimes we dial a number that doesn't exist, you get that message, this number has been disconnected. So if everything is okay with that number, you will be connected to another mobile switching center. Then that mobile switching center will be able to locate the cell in which your friend is, and the base station of that cell will complete the final piece of the puzzle and connect it to your friend. So main takeaways from this lecture that you will have is that cellular systems, they're very powerful, right? They're like running bags, they need to get through all these obstacles and survive and actually deliver the information. They're also pretty systematic. As you saw, we can break everything to 10 steps, and every time this process happens, it follows the exact same steps until each one of them is completed. And also they're very fast. Can you imagine if we didn't have cell phones, how long would it take you to deliver information? You would need to sit in a car, drive about maybe 34 hours, and this great news that you had, by the time you get there, wouldn't be news anymore. Right? So we hardly stop to appreciate, take a moment to appreciate these cellular networks and how much they actually help us in everyday life. So following these three main facts, you can really understand, it fascinates me how much they're helping us in everyday life, and we just don't even realize it. Finally, I would like to open the discussion for any questions that you guys might have. please feel free to ask, because if you have a question, it's very likely that one of your classmates also had the same question, and they will be very thankful that you asked. So.
Yeah. So when it assigns a channel, when you have situations like 9/11 where you couldn't get through anymore, is that because all the channels are full? Do you have or is it an infinite number of channels, or what happens?
Yeah. So in cellular network, there's a term called capacity. So capacity and number of channels, and each channel can carry. For example, this channel is assigned only for you and your friend. No one else can use it. So if your capacity grows, you need more money to build more channels, and if all of them are used, that's what happens. For example, for New Year's Eve, all these big dates, or 9/11, the capacity just gets too high that some people just can't receive that channel right away. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah.
I have just one question. Are these towers dangerous, as some people say?
Are they what?
Dangerous.
Dangerous? Debatable. We can discuss that in the other class. There's some research that has been done that's because when these towers transmit signal, the signal goes through all of us. It simply goes through your body. Some of it reflects, some of it goes through. So that might not be good for you. I mean, we can see the increase in radiation illnesses, but that is why some of the people are more for cables, which also radiate, but much less. Okay. I will also stay for another 10-15 minutes after the lecture to answer any of the questions that you guys might have. And just remember how fascinating it is that all of this that we just discussed happens in about what, 1 second. So, if you have any questions after this lecture, please feel free to either email me or you can call me. And while you're waiting for the phone to ring, you can actually think about all the steps and review all the material. Thank you for coming to this lecture today. I hope that I was able to transfer at least a small fraction of my passion to all of you guys. Thank you.